So there was a number of crypto events leading up to the annular solar eclipse, where Bitcoin traders using 100 to 1 leverage were driving wild swings in cryptocurrency markets, particularly in Bitcoin. And this resulted in a series of liquidations, roughly around 12 billion and counting in levered positions, resulting in a major price drop, with the Bitcoin price crossing over the death cross level, trading below the support level of 31,000 during the summer solstice. So we could see that here. And since that time, we've been in a state of capitulation since that death cross moment, where Bitcoin has just been hovering somewhere between the trading range of 32,000 to 36,000. However, interestingly enough, as volatile as the cryptocurrency market has been, we have seen since the 25th, Bitcoin move up 6%. Ethereum has moved up 15%. Now, they're still trading well below their all-time highs, but this is an indication that there's essentially consolidation occurring. Everybody's talking about the price of Bitcoin will drop below 30 any minute now. And that's certainly not something we've been seeing. In fact, I believe back in the 25th, I said that Bitcoin is finding its bottom with the trading range that it's in, and it would be hovering there and consolidating, and then it would begin to start moving up. However, one of the reasons it's so frustrating, where we're in the state of capitulation, and this is what I listed out here, is what you're going to see in the next upswing market, right? Bitcoin will likely consolidate around here and then begin to move up. When it starts moving up towards 40,000, people will be in disbelief. Then when it hits around 50, there'll be hope. When it hits about 64, 65, or hits its previous all-time high, it'll be optimism. Then finally, it'll push through 70,000. There'll be belief. Then it'll hit 80,000. There'll be a thrill, right? Then there'll be euphoria when it goes somewhere between 80 and 100,000 at that threshold, right? So these type of market cycles or mini market bull cycles are common. And then that type of bull peak is followed by complacency, anxiety, denial, panic, and then capitulation. Usually after a capitulation where you see all the over leveraged weak hands completely the margin calls on all the leverage get called in. So people have to sell their assets completely, go bankrupt, right? Or become insolvent. Or you see that people decide to continue to hold their positions and they stew in anger and resentment. And, they put the blame game on conspiracy and price repression and all these other factors. This is very common psychology. And you have to remember that 80% of crypto is psychology, 20% is mechanics. It's not very difficult to make trades on any type of crypto exchange, read your favorite newsletter, put a trading strategy together, set out your asset allocation and stick to that. That's 20%. 80% is the psychology of you sticking to your game plan and not falling, getting caught up in the FUD or getting caught up with any other type of hysteria, fear, or greed that really drives and pushes markets, meaning the overall sentiment. The emotional sentiment is what essentially drives markets, because as we've seen since the peak of euphoria when Bitcoin was around 64, 65,000, when it dropped, very little actually occurred. There was no structural event. There was no secular structural event that caused the price of Bitcoin to drop, other than a bunch of miners leaving China with the hash rate temporarily going down a bit before returning back to its previous to the previous all-time high. So what we're seeing now is a consolidation in the price, where it's hovering around this range between 32 to 36,000, and we're seeing also that occur with Ethereum, except Ethereum is doing a bit better, and there's reasons for that, which we will go into. However, we're seeing the other coins, especially the NFT market coins, doing extremely well. And one of the good things about these down markets, it really gives us a hint about the next bull market in terms of which coins and which category of coins, or which projects, I should say, because, we call Bitcoin a coin, but it's really a project, right? Ethereum's a project. Even the NFTs are essentially projects of a digital nature. So which coins are going to dominate? Which projects are going to be the ones that dominate the top 20 tier out of 5,000 plus coins out there? Maybe it's 500 coins. The list just keeps growing. So what's going to dominate? So what was in the top 20 from last year, from the spring of last year till April of this year, is not going to be in the top 20 going forward as we get into deeper into the second half of 2021. So that's important to keep in mind, that now we're going to see a repositioning, a shift, if you will, where certain coins that were like down below the 20 level list, they were, the top 40, top 60, they're going to start moving up. And those that were in the top 5, top 10, top 20 are going to start moving down dramatically. And that always happens. Now, a little bit of FUD here that's been going on, and I don't believe this is affecting the markets per se, has to do with the fact that the top UK bank, Barclays Bank, has barred all Binance-related crypto transactions.
Watch the full presentation of this webinar in the Crypto Astrology Group membership at gta.williamstickevers.com or click the link in the description.